year though. We got some.
Shout out your years. But hold on, let me finish with 04. 04. This is our 20th. Like, y'all, look. Y'all in y'all 40s, like seriously? Okay. 06, 08, 07, 2011. All right, baby. Like, no, but we are so thankful.
Wait a second, Deanna, what are you? 2002? Yeah. 2002 in the house?
I was really thinking like it has to be someone
older. Wait a second. I was trying to do the calculations. Yes, my sister is in the house, class of 2002.
Yes. We are so honored that you are spending Homecoming Eve with the Real Therapist for the Culture. This is such an honor. Thank the Perch for hosting us, having us here, but you chose to be with us, and that is so appreciative. What you got?
So I just want to say it is so lovely to see all of your faces. I think that I'm really excited because we got some new faces in our audience, and so I'm excited about the energy that y'all bring in. We have our old faithfuls who listen, who tap in, but to see some new faces to give us some energy. And these questions is about to put us on our toes, but we here for you and we here for the culture. So let's do this.
Let's go. And even if you have additional questions that you didn't hand in, write them down and we'll grab them on a quick intermission. But before we even start into, because the thing about mental health is people forget it's your everyday life. It can be deep, but it's really everything about who you are. From the way you eat, how you sleep, the way you talk, the way you move, the way you encounter with other people. So it's like, it could be lighthearted, but it could get a little deep. So I just wanna, everybody who has a mocktail, water, let's just cheers. Cheers to life, prosperity, abundance, just you being who you are. Cheers!
You not gonna cheers me?
Sorry. So good. All right, so we're gonna, first, before we go into our questions, I just wanna take a minute to just really honor like the national treasure that we went to. It's like 20 years, but I still remember so much. That transition was so challenging for me, coming from New York, and I used to feel like, oh, it's only 3 hours away, 4 hours on a bus, but that was the first time leaving like my home. And to have familiar faces in here that I did life with, doing life with, it's just an unmatched experience.
So, for anybody who listens to any of our episodes, Sophia and I, sometimes we touch on how we met. I'm shouting out the psychology. Who was in psychology? Chicken heads, y'all got degrees and you still doing buck. Come on, let's talk about this later. But no, kind of like what Soph said, it was a huge transition coming to Morgan, and I remember I wanted to talk to nobody. I looked at Sophia every day. We had every class together. I was like, I don't want to talk to her. I don't like her. We got put in a group and
we try to fight that. Like,
no,
I don't do groups. I don't do groups.
And thank God for going beyond our comfort zone, because this connection wouldn't still be. So that is why I appreciate the national treasure. Let's get into this. So
so I was thinking, like, should we start with the simple one? So since we were just talking about homecoming, I really love this question. It says, Black people get a lot of anxiety about homecoming. How do we mitigate that and still enjoy the experience? Wasn't that dope? Because sometimes you don't even realize that anxiety do come up, right? I get phone calls all the time like, what I'm wearing, like, who's gonna watch the kids? Do I have a sitter? Is my husband coming? Is my wife coming? Because I could admit, my husband is here. Did he move? He knows, like, hug and we could talk about that, right? Where it's like, is that appropriate? But it's like, it does evoke a lot of anxiety. People asking you, where are you in life? What you doing? So that's a valid question. How do you mitigate it and still enjoy the experience? What would be, so we do takeaways a lot. So it's like, what's your takeaway? How would you answer that?
So this thing happens with me, guys, where my mind, even when we're recording the show, my mind starts going like in all these different places, and seeing this question, I started to almost quickly brainstorm where would the anxiety come from, right? And I'm like, well, damn, sure, you got anxiety. My post just went up, I promise you.
Yeah.
Because I'm wondering if somebody is gonna confess their love for me who didn't tell me 20 years ago. Like, I'm open to it.
I like that for you. I like that for
But
you.
it just made me nervous. It just made me get a little bit of sweat go down my back. Like, seriously, right?
Yeah.
But no, how do you mitigate it? Yo, you take a breath and you remember like what this is about, right? Because everybody does get caught up in the, oh my God, the thing I ordered to wear didn't come, and oh my gosh, I put on a couple of pounds, or whatever your thing might be. But you have to remember what the purpose is.
Yeah.
And when you remember what the purpose is, it's like, oh, it's to come back and to remember that journey that you went on, to remember the things that you learned, the people you met. I'm really excited because, you know, this is the first time my family has come and the kids are coming, and I'm so excited to have a processing conversation with them afterwards, like, so what y'all thought? Like, what did it feel like? Because you can't describe what it feels like when you get back there and all of the memories and all of the feels start to come up. So take a breath and remember what the purpose is.
Yeah, and I'll add to that, owning it. That's the key with everything. Anything that you deny or dismiss is just gonna get bigger anyway, right? So own it. With that person who may be coming to homecoming too, that entrusted friend, just own it. Hey, I'm a little anxious. I had a baby 5 years ago and I'm still carrying some of this baby weight. Like, oh my God, I got divorced and nobody knew, and now everybody's gonna be asking for my partner on the yard, right? So own it. Own it before someone takes the power from you, right? Like when you can't claim something, you will be anxious. Oh, you got a little big, yep, and I'm loving all 180 pounds of it. You know, you get slick with it once you claim it. You claim it, then you release it, then you take the breath, and then you are reminded of, what am I here for? This was my journey. And like, I talk big shit in my house. Like, ZJ be like, I think I might do Towson. That's fine. I did Towson too, but nothing is, you know, like, I take real pride in that. But the anxiety is real. So the key is claiming it so that you can release it, and it will subside once you speak your truth about it. All right, y'all got that? Y'all got that? All right, so look, this one says, from friends to lovers. And
What is that about?
Yeah, so I wasn't sure, right? So I said I wasn't gonna put nobody on blast about whoever questions it was. So I almost just looked, sorry. But in my mind, I'm thinking, you've been best friends with someone for 10 years, y'all went to college together, y'all was cooking together, y'all kids played sports together, and now, am I willing to transition this into something intimate? Does that sound like what this means, from friends to lovers?
That's a bit like
No, nobody is gonna even, okay, all right, so what about it? I personally feel like it could be an amazing thing. There could be a downside to it, right? Because depending on the type of friends y'all were, where you got to see every chick he was sliding with and how he was lying to them and using you as an ally, like, it could get tricky, right? Because now that you're in this position, when he say he on the phone with Mike, it's like, is that really Mike or is that Michelle? So, you know, sometimes knowing too much could be damaging, but I feel a relationship the foundation is friendship. So who else but to create something intimate with somebody who's your bestie or somebody who you were vulnerable with without having to hide and do all this fake corny stuff that people do dating. Like, oh no, I don't pass gas. Oh, I don't poop. I'm like, come on, he already or she already seen you raw. I would say I would be willing to take the chance if we were able to agree that don't matter, we could still try to keep our friendship if this doesn't work. If he or she isn't willing for that, then I would be like, no, the friendship means more to me.
So it's not a question, and so I appreciate that whoever this came from, it's not a question because you are leaving it up to us for interpretation, right? And so from friends to lovers for me, my question back would be why not, right? And I probably can assume, and I don't know who this question came from or what is really the crux of it, right? But my question is why not? And then the rebuttal is, oh, because I don't wanna mess up what we had, right? And so my 2 cents on this is that whether it's a stranger you met on the street or somebody that you've previously known for 10 years, loving somebody is a risk. You either want to take the risk or you don't, right?
Yeah.
And so why not take the risk?
Yeah.
Like, if that's the only reason that's telling you no, I say jump off that cliff and go for it. Shit, you could go jump off another cliff and you could still crash at the bottom.
Exactly.
So why not?
And you got to see how he or she interact with their family. You may have already seen them naked. Like you were really already ahead of the game. Everybody is so scared in this dating world. Like, man, I don't want to get another body and this is trash. And we too big of an age to be like, I'm not counting. No, that body counts.
I was about to say, you think at 40 people still counting bodies?
Yes.
No, you don't. You can stop counting at 40.
I like that, Sloan. I heard at 40, your numbers recount.
Yes, that's it. At 40 years old, you can press reset. And don't have to count any bodies from there on out.
Fine, but it's something about the walls, ladies. You gotta pay attention. The walls is...
They get better at 40.
Yeah, yes. Don't get me wrong. Kegel game is amazing in these 40s. However, just the lips and the looseness. So we can't just be like, oh, because the numbers start over, I'm just running wild. Hey, that little man, you know he hangs different at this age. Like, come on. So stop it. Don't let Suge or Sloan gas you up and you fuck 5 people tomorrow after the game. No, right? We still gotta have body care. We're doing mental health care, but come on, right? So good. Go for it. Get with that friend. See what it is. The best thing that Dr. L just said is take the risk. We take them all the time, but something with our hearts, we get really scared. Take it. It's worth it, right?
It's worth it.
All right, next one. All right, you read.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
That's
okay.
good.
So the question reads, how to start over at 40 when you have a solid career and kids? Start what over?
Start over, like relationship-wise.
Oh, start over relationship-wise? Ooh. Shit, y'all has some, that's a trigger for me. Like, good God. Oh, God. Oh, I don't know.
All right.
Oh, wait, no.
There you go.
Don't
Exactly.
do me like that. Don't do me like that.
Exactly. Now it's coming.
That is a really hard question. And for people who listen to us, y'all know that when we record, we take turns bringing the topic. And so if we're recording on a Friday, Thursday, So's like, yo, it's on you tomorrow. I'm like, okay. But she doesn't usually know what my topic is. And so she got to be ready for whatever I bring and vice versa. But y'all really like
these are good.
Starting over at 40 when you have a solid career and kids. And so for me, because this one is absolutely personal to me, right? And so we are absolutely okay with minimal with disclosure period on this show, right? And so I'm 42 in these streets. I got an 11-year-old. And, you know, I might be okay with entertaining somebody, maybe not, right? But I think that what has happened for me and what has been beneficial for me is to really think about who I am and what I want right now, and being okay with telling whatever person what it is that I want, what it is my expectations are, and what it is that I absolutely cannot tolerate. I think that at 25, sometimes we just want to be chose and we go along with anything. At 40, the difference is you don't have to go along with anything because your life is already established. This person that you're bringing into it should augment your life. You're not looking for anybody, most likely, to pay your bills and to buy you a house and all of those other things. You're actually looking for somebody to do life with, to be happy with, to create joy, to have memories. And so for me, take a inventory of what it is that is most important to you, what it is that you really want, and be able to share that to whoever steps to your doorstep.
Yeah.
And I don't know, y'all giving these paraphrased questions. I don't know the exact foundation of it, but yeah, know what the hell you want at 40. That's a big thing, because you don't have to go along with anything.
That was good, and I'm glad that this is the second personal vulnerable. You saying somebody might tell you that they loved you since 20 years ago. You saying this is personal. I like this for you.
And then my ass will be at home all day tomorrow.
Exactly.
Like, what y'all doing?
And if a guy said that to her, she'll be sweating, shaking, like looking all like this.
I know. I'll probably be like, no, it wasn't you I was calling in. Damn.
Oh wow. So what I offer starting over is really being gentle with yourself, right? And not comparing your journey to anyone else. Like, you have this career, you have a child or children, so talking to your single friend who may not have no children, may have never been married or haven't been in a relationship in a long time, you can't look at that person's dating journey, right? So it's like, really be gentle. What is it, like Dr. L said, what is it that I truly want? Am I just looking for companionship because I'm established, I might not even have that much time to really entertain you and do all of this. I got kids, I may not really want you around them. So it's like, I need to identify what is it that I'm looking for. I always say, if I get divorced, it's not looking for another husband. I'm outside. I'm outside, but I have to be outside. I'm outside. Like 42, I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, he gotta have this career. He gotta go to college. I don't care about that because I'm not looking for, my kids have fathers. They don't need that. I don't need him to go take him to baseball. I don't need any of that. You know what I'm saying? So it would be fun. So it's like, one, be gentle on yourself, identify what it is that you want, don't compare somebody else's journey, and then take the risk. The theme of tonight is going to be surrender. Surrender to these fears, surrender to this irrational beliefs we hold, surrender to the ideology of what somebody told you you would or wouldn't be. We just releasing all of that, and then you are empowered when you are able to confess it and claim it, and then you just move into it. Mm-hmm. Fuck it. At this point, like you said, starting over. So when you say starting over, the assumption is that there may have been a relationship, right? So it's like, what do I have to lose? I already went through that. It's done already. So it's like, I'm going to take the risk on me. I'm gonna bet on me.
Yeah.
Who else?
So I think one thing that I would add also is releasing any guilt for wanting to honor whatever it is that you want. I think sometimes, and even if it's not about starting over, I think that when we get into our careers and we have children, sometimes we get like taken under feeling guilty for wanting to go for the things that we want to go for wanting to pursue the things that make us happy. Oh, I can't do that because I'm a mom and I gotta do this and this for these kids. No, we can do and both. Oh, I'm too old to be out here dating and these kids is watching me and yada 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 yada. No, release that guilt. Decide what it is you want and absolutely go and do it while you still being a badass mom on a regular basis.
Yeah. Absolutely. So with that, we're gonna go into this question, and this is a question that's really common that sometimes people don't want to own. So I really appreciate this ask. How to combat seasonal depression when life doesn't stop?
Woo.
So I'm gonna say it again. I'm not sure if everybody heard that.
You gotta stay speaking into the mic so they can hear you.
How
Talking to the mic.
How to combat seasonal depression when life doesn't stop?
Woo.
You want?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, sometimes Sophia and I disagree. So wait for her, y'all. I don't necessarily believe in seasonal depression. Because life is always happening without our permission. Period. Right? Now, yes. So this is what y'all do get. You was just cussing and you did Morgan State University Psychology Department taught us to be researchers, right? And so we are researchers as well, right? And so what we know that the research says is that when there are fewer hours of sunlight, people's moods are often a little lower than they would be when there is sun all day. And I do, that is absolutely 100% true. Vitamin D increases your mood. Black people are already
vitamin D deficient.
We are higher rates of vitamin D deficient individuals. And so when the sun starts going down earlier, we can plummet, absolutely, right? But regardless of what day it is in this 365, life happens without our permission at all times. And you have to be ready for life to happen. And so what does that mean? That means having your tool bag to use every single day to bring joy to your life when life want to strip it away from you, right? Sometimes we wait until we're deep down into our lowest point, and then it's hard as hell to get back up. But if you pour into yourself every single day, and when I say pour into yourself, some people think that's about, oh, I'm going to the spa, or I'm doing this lavish trip. Pouring into me means pouring a cup of coffee, going into my office, closing the door, and saying, do not come in. You little girl, you two little dogs, go find something to do, don't bother me.
Right.
That equals pouring into Suge, right? You have to find out what does it mean to pour into yourself, and you have to have a daily regimen of doing it.
Yes.
The thing about the seasonal depression, is like, you got the holidays. You got holidays, you got homecoming, you got all of these things happening, and sometimes it does bring us into a funky place because of memories or maybe even grief that we're dealing with. We still have to dive into that tool bag and use those things so that we can pull ourselves out and stay afloat.
Yeah. Well said. So, right, she's right. We are going to disagree because I feel like seasonal depression is real. Like, once it start getting dark, I feel like, oh, I need the sun. I need the light. Oh, it's raining all the time. And we just like locked in. And seasonal doesn't necessarily have to be fall or winter, right? It could be the time that you lost someone. It could be the time where that marriage ended. It could be the time of just a rough place in your life. So seasonal depression is any season you identify with. And sometimes that comes around the same time. My grandmother for my entire life used to say, oh, you know, June is a rough month. I'd be like, damn, like, why you claiming that? Oh, my husband died, this happened. Like, she would say that was her seasonal depressed year or season soon as June hit all the time. So it's like, okay, what do you have in your toolbox, because you are aware that every June this happens for me. Every time September comes and the time goes back, this shows up for me. Oh, January, that new year, new me ain't quite hitting. It's that time. So once you start to identify what that season is, that's when you get harder on your toolbox. So I want to take a moment right now, please. Go to a memo, a tab in your phone, and identify 2 things in your toolbox, just 2. I tell people that you should have a minimum of 5, because sometimes walking is in mine, but when it's snowing outside, I cannot use that. So if I only have 1 thing, and what do I do when seasonal depression hits, right? Now I have nothing else. So now champagne is in my toolbox, walking is in my toolbox, going to yoga with Dr. L is in my toolbox. My sister is a fool. She can have me laughing all day long. She's in my toolbox. Like, so tell me 2 things right now in your toolbox. No, put it down, and then somebody could blurt out a couple. Coffee. I want y'all to stay away from that, because if you can have champagne, we can have coffee. End of story. I was relaxed. I was just about to say that you can, but I have seen this particular person shaking when she don't have it. So that's a little scary. I don't shake when I don't have champagne. I think about it, but I'm not shaking. I'm not irritable. I'm not like, I ain't having coffee yet. I don't know if that's a good one, but if it works for you and you have it in moderation, put it in. Coffee. What else is in your toolbox? Prayer, exactly.
Yes.
A spiritual practice is so important, and it looks however you want that to look. It could be just playing a gospel song for a minute, doing a meditation, doing yoga. You get to curate what your spiritual practice looks like, but that's how you mitigate seasonal depression. Okay, it's August. I already know how this moves. I'm on it. I'm going to yoga a little bit more. I'm doing a little bit more because I know I have the awareness. Once you have the awareness, you can make the shift. If you are not aware of it and it just keep hitting you every year, that is going to be challenging. But once you are aware when it happens, how it happens, pay attention to what starts happening to your body. Sometimes people start having headaches. Sometimes you just start feeling antsy. Pay attention.
Gets off.
Exactly. Sleep is off. You are withdrawing from others. Pay attention to your movement. And then it's like, okay, let me go to my toolbox. All right, just a couple of others. What's some other ones?
Girl time.
Girl time. I really love that. I still owe you a birthday dinner. I'm sorry. Her birthday was in June. But she
Oh, yeah, that's when I reminded her that,
she knows it's not personal though. She knows it's not personal. But yes, pay attention. So you put 2 in your box today. I'm offering and encouraging by the end of this homecoming weekend, have 5 to 10 things in your toolbox.
and if you have kids, you need to have 15 things in your toolbox because them crumb snatchers will take your joy away at the drop of a dime.
It's true. Somebody said prayer. I pray in my closet. That's my little room. ZJ will be at the door like, hey, you praying? We haven't prayed together in a while. That's a lie. We just said prayers last night together. That's a lie. But then I'll feel guilty and say, all right, come in. And now we in the closet together, and that was mine. So yes, I'm with you. You need some additional ones just in case them kids rob you of about 5 of them. Good.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
This one is good. How do you break patterns rooted in childhood insecurities?
Woo.
No problem.
That's
That's
Finn. Yeah.
So let me tell y'all something very wonderful, right? I said, I think my bestie is trying to surprise me. But then I spoke to her today and she was really angry that she couldn't make it. And I was like, I don't think she's coming, because she was mad. These kids got all these sports and games. This is not okay for me.
You laid it on heavy like that,
No,
Finn?
she did. And just seeing her just made my heart skip a beat. Like,
So let me say something then. So Venice. Hey, Vin.
oh, that was nice.
I told Venice, I was like, she's so fucking nosy. She want to see the list every 5 minutes. Send me the list, send me the list, send me the list. Who bought a ticket? Send me the list, send me the list. I stopped sending her list, but we ain't put Venice's name on anyway. So. Surprise!
That was nice. That was nice. This is an opportunity to just shout out again all of you guys who showed up, but people who traveled from New York, from down south, from Connecticut. Life is busy, and you made time to be with us. That feels really good. I'm very emotional and tender these months. So my saying has been, handle me with care, because I'm gentle. But then the Brooklyn side could come out if you're not. Like, it gets crazy over here. Like, all right, so this question, I'll read it again. How do you break patterns rooted in childhood insecurities? That's good. That is good. So I'll start. It's a complex question, right?
Very.
Because it's how you break in these patterns that's rooted in insecurities. You're gonna hear us keep saying awareness and things like that. But you gotta be aware of what those patterns are, right? Like, we just love hearing from the church telling us, like, oh, we break in generational curses. Like, it sounds good, but what is the pattern? What is the pattern that, oh, I'm independent, I don't like relying on people, I can't trust others? It starts there, right? You can't really get to the underbelly of nothing that you're not calling out. So you have to get in the space of calling a thing a thing. I struggle with women. I struggle with people in authority. I struggle with, whatever it is. So it starts there. Like I said a few minutes ago, you can't shift anything that you're not clear about. So that's the first thing. Call it out, being able to say, what is that? And then you gotta be gentle, one at a time. Do you know how much insecurities has been rooted in us from children? I heard Dr. Anita Phillips say at Woman Evolve last week, she said, you so busy worrying about the perception, your kid get off the bus, before you even said, hi, I love you, you said, your lips is all crusty, why your clothes look like this, where's your hat, why's your book bag open? And I had to raise my hand like, oh my gosh, that's how my mother was. My mother would be like, why you look like this? So now, your appearance is what matters. Like, those kind of insecurities, the way you cleaned your house, how you did in school, the grades you got. Like, we could do that forever. So you identify your top ones, and then you start to pick apart one by one. How can I change this? What's the truth about who I am now? I was a victim as a kid, but now at this big age, how can I tell myself the truth? How do I get to discover who I am? Oh, wait a minute. These insecurities aren't even mine. These are my grandmother's. These are my parents. This ain't even mine. So let's get clear about what it is by calling it out, laying it, and taking it piece by piece, and really discovering the truth of who you are. Yo, we hype each other up all the time. That was good, Soph.
So the thing that keeps ringing up in my head is everything So said. Absolutely, it's always going to be about awareness. The other piece is we have to be honest, and in looking at our children, understand that our children are not us. I'm gonna say it again. Your child is not you. Your child is not you. Stop raising your child the way you wish you were raised, right?
Yeah.
And so one of the things that we do is, I will hear people say, oh, well, I don't want them to feel that way. They are not you. You do not know if they're going to feel that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And so I do believe that a lot of times that action is out of a desire to protect our children from whatever it is we might have experienced or whatever it is that we're afraid of. But I'm still learning this lesson. But what my kid shows me is that she is absolutely stronger than what I give her credit for. She is absolutely more equipped than what I probably was equipped at her age. And so I can't project my things onto her, right? And so I do like this question, and you know, a lot of people in here probably know our story, but for my kid who had the prematurity journey that she did, I was always afraid that people were going to make fun of her, or that she was going to be at the butt of somebody's joke, or oh, now she gotta wear glasses at 2. Oh, she always gotta have something that's gonna make her stand out. Yo, I have the kid who gives 0 fucks about what anybody has to say. So I have learned I don't have to worry if anybody makes fun of her, because she gonna hold it together. And so, yes.
Yeah.
As you become aware of what your childhood insecurities are, or just your insecurities, period, give yourself some credit that you have probably equipped your child to handle themselves better than you were able to handle yourself. And so, tomorrow when your kid gets off the bus with their shoes on the wrong feet, you just say, oh, okay. You like your shoes like that? You feel comfortable? Okay, let's go. And we all embracing that shit. And that's just how it goes.
Exactly.
You want to take the break?
But I also want to add to that, being okay with nurturing that inner kid of you. We have a t-shirt, Inner Child. Nurturing and loving the version of you that was missed by many. You know, now being in these 40s, I have so much grace for my parents. Like, oh shit, y'all really was doing the best that y'all could. Like, seriously. Like, no, seriously, y'all are really doing the best. One of our episodes is called Parenting, the Longest Standing Test. Because you really don't know if you failed until later, until somebody has the heart to say, yeah, you missed the mark, right? So spend time with those little girls, right? So when you talk about breaking these patterns, spend time with that 10-year-old who felt judged by that parent or by peers. Like, nurture her and let her have a new understanding with you. Because now the adult version of you, she's solid. She's equipped for this, right? But the 10-year-old, the 12-year-old, the 16-year-old is not. So she's really looking for reassurance. We could break patterns by connecting with that version of ourselves. And soothing her so that she's not really running the show. Because it's a lot of grown people still being ran by the 15-year-old, okay? I'll say that again. It's a lot of grown people who still being ran by that little girl or little boy. But that's because you still haven't connected with her. Yeah. You still haven't had a conversation with her to say it's safe here. Yeah. It wasn't safe there, I didn't have a voice there, but it's safe here. So once you start to make her more secure, we become more integrated as a whole. Now we fully in our oneness. Mm-hmm. So that's also a part of breaking these patterns. Connect with that little girl or that little boy. Don't forget them little boys, because them little boys show up. Connect with them too. All right, so we're gonna take a quick break. It looked like, I see Tashawn mocktail is empty. Let's grab a drink. Just 10 minutes, guys. We're gonna do 10 minutes break. Order your food, do what you need to do, say hi.
Say more questions if you got more
Say
questions.
more questions if you have them, because now we want to know, should Rashida be leaving Kirk? 10 more minutes.
Who Rashida?
I know y'all are so happy to see each other. It's homecoming. You know, in Lincoln, I see some representation from Lincoln in the building.
And we playing Lincoln?
And we playing Lincoln. Which orange and blue gonna win? The Bears. The first.
The Bears.
The Bears. All right, guys. Come on, come on, come on.
I got a little reflection.
So we're about to do a little brief reflection moment. Dr. L is eager to share a homecoming story that she has. And
it wasn't. I don't got a homecoming story. Do I? Yes.
As she shares hers, please think of one of your homecoming tales. Maybe a regret, maybe something that you really love, but think of a homecoming experience that you would like to share. We want to hear from a few people. All right, Dr. L, what you got?
A homecoming story?
Yes.
A recent one?
It don't have to be recent.
Okay. So I do want to share my story, but I also want to give any alum a shout out. I don't know why I didn't say this, and y'all probably already know this, but I teach at Morgan, right? I teach statistics in the psychology department, and yo, these students they're different. They are so different than what we were, right? No shade, but we was like really living the different world life.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know it. And we was like working hard too, trying to do all of these things. And so, you know, shout out to y'all, because I be giving these new kids the 2004 juice, and they be looking at me like I know they be cussing me out. Like, who rated me? Listen, you came here for something, you need to get yourself together. Stop being here wasting somebody's money. They looking at me like, and you know, I come in with the sneakers, they thought they was about to be playing with me, and then I open my mouth and they like, oh, this bitch. Like, not ready. So shout out to y'all, because we made it. So glad we made it. So I was talking to my neos in the back about the homecoming anxiety thing, right? And I started to think about it, and the first year I popped back out on the yard, you remember you was pregnant? And I had just had my kid. I honestly don't think I really thought about it, but I was on a mission like to be a whole MILF when I touched that campus. I was like, ain't nobody gonna be out here like, oh, Shook had that baby and blah, 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 blah.
She fell off.
I walked around all day that homecoming with 5-inch heels on the cobblestone with a leather shirt and leather leggings.
And the baby had on leather too.
And my baby had on leather and her fucking oxygen tank strapped to her. Like, I was like, yo. and it was like, every person was like, oh, Shug, you out here, Milf. I'm like, thank you, yes. Not anymore, baby. I'm gonna have these sneakers on, and it's over. But I really miss homecoming. I think somebody said this week, like, homecoming is not for current students, it's for the alumni. But I absolutely miss and used to love homecoming when we were still students. Yeah. And, you know, as a Delta, we we look forward to like doing the plots, and that's something that they don't do anymore. And the air used to start to smell different. It was like, oh, it's time to steal rocks. Let's go around Baltimore City and find these rocks, you know. And so those are the absolute things that I do miss about homecoming.
Shout out to you Deltas. Y'all thick in here. I like that for y'all. Y'all look good. Y'all aging well. Y'all still doing y'all thing. So, Skylar, come get the mic and see who wants to share some homecoming highlights, some regrets. Let's hear from you.
All right, what y'all got for us?
Go ahead. Raise your hand so she can come. Nia, I know you got one.
I got
Safe.
I gotta think of something. I cannot believe y'all not sharing one homecoming story.
Tahira, why you acting like that?
Thomas, I know you got a story.
All it takes is one. And
All it takes is one.
All it takes is one, and then everybody will follow suit.
Look. Okay, somebody going. All right.
Okay, I love dancing to the opposite. We are the best.
Hey! Hey!
What? Now y'all was sounding very dry with that.
Y'all wasn't in the little live squad. Nope, they shy.
Everybody shy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah!
What'd you say? Some.
Go ahead, we waiting.
Who is that? Oh. Okay.
Okay. It's real discreet. These people too prominent in here, huh? Oh. Y'all didn't want to share. Y'all did not want to share.
The first one would be the homecoming where Dr. Original was retired. And all the old school and the quote-unquote new school psychology students showed up to celebrate this awesome woman who was responsible, who is responsible for so many of our careers. We love that little lady.
Yes, we
The
do.
second one had to be when my mind did our plot was fortitude. And we were all over Baltimore City looking for specific rocks for us to break in. There would be a certain size so they would fit perfectly in the printout that we projected on the wall and printed out at somebody's dad's school. Stealing bricks throughout Baltimore City, stealing benches and putting them in someone's backyard and everything. And it was just really fun. The first time we did the areas ready for so that was one of my
Ooh, sorry.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Somebody else?
It's
What?
not.
I don't know why y'all keep saying it's not appropriate.
It's okay. This is a no judgment zone.
Your phone. All right, so we gonna move on unless y'all come up with another story. But the rumor is I'm married, so I can't really attest to this. But I feel like I'm married, but you know, like my ears to the streets. I feel like I be knowing stuff. I heard that the dating pool is filled with piss and fentanyl. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, is it really that bad? Like, it is? So, it's given, we heard it's given, stay with what you got. No, but is that the truth? I'm not gonna ask her.
Why you not gonna ask me?
It's given, clean the pee on the toilet.
Oh, just clean it, it's okay?
Clean it.
Even if it's on the floor, if he peeing on the floor, the So, come on, Skylar, give this young lady the mic. Give
what?
her. She said don't come. Yo, y'all love
shy?
talking big stuff like in the background. It's really wow. But, so, dating, if it is filled with piss, do you feel like everything is a mirror, right? Do you feel like some of this is you and this is what you attracted? No?
No.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that. Everything that is your external experience is a reflection of you internally. I don't care what you say. That's why I said, like, should I be the one? Because it's like, you saying that and you married, right? But the law is the law. The truth is the truth. What you create externally is a reflection. I'm not saying that they don't take no ownership, that nothing is a part of who they are. I'm not saying that. But the lessons, life is a classroom, right? And you're gonna keep the same way you used to get, they call it repeat or whatever. You got left back, right? You get left back because you didn't master that class. You didn't master that subject, right? So it's like, if dating and you still keep getting someone who's this way, do you feel like a part of this is your lesson too? Not about a negative thing like karma, but is this something that you need to get? You need to see a version of yourself. You need to learn how to speak up for yourself. You need to know how to set boundaries in a way that you've never done before. You need to be able to call people out on their stuff and not feel guilt or shame behind it. So you keep attracting the pissy people because you haven't quite learned your lesson yet. Are you open to at least seeing that? All right, I like that. I'll take that. Exactly. I'm like, I don't know what I'm open to it. Like, shut up.
Sophia. It's nasty out in these streets.
What you know about it?
I kind of know a little bit of something. Right? And so, yes, what Sophia said is true. And again, it goes right back to the thing that we said 25 minutes ago. It's about awareness, right? I think the hard part in these, what do they call them, big ages?
Yep.
The harder part in
At
these
this
big
big
ages and I'm speaking from the female perspective. I don't know what the male perspective is, because I don't think it's easy for men or women, right? So I'm not gonna say, oh, just men is trash. Like, the dudes are saying the ladies are trash too, from what I hear, right? And so, I think in my age and in that, give or take 10 years above or 10 years below, you're established, right? You're established, you got your career, you got your children, you kind of know what you want, and what happens is you hear the voices of all of the external comments, right? And I'll just give some of my external comments. Oh, Shug, you need to give somebody a chance. Oh, Shug, you need to relax. Just be open to the process, right? And so then you meet pissy ass who walks up to you, and all you hear is, Shug, be open to the process, right? And so I'm looking up and down like, okay, maybe. Okay, Shug, be okay. Just relax, Shug. Just have fun, Shug. Maybe, if anything, just go get some food, right? And so, pissy ass is standing here, and I'm like, all right, And then before you know it, I feel like I'm choking. And it's like, why did I do this? Why am I doing this again? Really, I honestly think that sometimes it's not about not learning the lesson. It's about, well, let me just give this shit a try again. Let me see what's gonna happen. And you don't know. And it's just dating. It's not necessarily about the whole relationship thing. I could walk out here and somebody can, approach me or whatever, and I have to make a decision. Do I want to respond to this approach or not?
That face isn't giving that you do. Like, it's not inviting. Like, what you said? Let me say this, right? So now I am talking to the women, right? I'm not refuting if it's piss in it, drugs in it. I'm not saying that, right? But at this big age, y'all are know-it-alls. Y'all know everything. You established. You think you know everything with your degrees and all. It's like that Monique meme, like, well, since you know everything because you got your degrees. But it's like, even down to, I heard a guy say to a woman, like, oh, let's run a quick play to Jamaica. Jamaica? I've been to Jamaica 5 times already. Like, who asked you that? Sis, like, do you want to go or you don't want to go? Oh, I don't eat there. I don't this. Like, it's okay with having, some expectations and some standards, but at this big age, you do a lot. And I'm a woman. And I talk to my guy friends and over here, and they'll send me texts to proof it and see, and I'm like, it's too much. Oh no, I've been to 33 countries. I didn't ask you that. I said, would you be okay with going to Jamaica for the weekend? I didn't ask if you ever been to Mobay or if you ever been to the other side. Like, I own 5 businesses. I own 2 homes. Okay? It's like, women could not stand Kevin Samuels, but I'm not gonna lie. R.I.P. Kevin Samuels, I agreed with a lot of stuff. Y'all got a lot of demands, and it's really like, relax. So yes, it is. Enjoy yourself. Let's see what this is about. Like, you gotta go on K-Search. You on Instagram. You done went through everything. Like, relax. Yes, people are crazy, but pray before you go. Like, put your location on. Like, it's too much. Y'all are not really giving welcome men vibes. It's like, I want to be the man here, but then I want you to treat me like I'm in the soft girl era, but then I also want to manage and micromanage how you are with your mother and your money. And it's like, pick a struggle. You want to be single, or do you want to just kind of go with it a little? And that does not mean putting your standards on the floor. That's definitely not what I'm saying. But it's like, kind of let that man lead a little bit, even if it is Ruth Chris and you've been there 80 times. Okay, try something different on the menu. Now she said,
Did somebody say this? Sophia. So yes. Some of us are, and maybe that's where, the pissy women lie, the ones who just, got all of these requirements and they not even, worried about checking their own boxes. So yes, that's a piece, but another hard piece is, and this is just my experience, number one is, I'm not running down my credentials for anybody when I meet them, right? I wouldn't do that regularly, but the flip side is, as soon as a nigga find out, now you scared and you acting all stupid and corny and like, oh, you a doctor? Oh, what you mean? Does this mean you want to go to Timbuktu? No, I want some fucking coffee and I want my gas pumped. That's what I want. Okay? And so, okay? Okay. And so it's almost like you gotta play this shuffling game in the dating industry. Like, do I say this? Do I not say this? Oh, let me just relax and see where this goes. And then when you do that, you get caught slipping and bad shit can start to happen.
Like
right?
what? Like what?
Girl. Shit. You don't check that case search first?
Yo.
I don't care what Sophia says, check the fucking case search. What would you like to say? You were gonna say something.
Put. Oh wow. Oh wow. Say that again. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yes. Yo, say it.
So what my friend said was, and she, I think this is a reflection of pissiness. So her reflection of pissiness is meeting a dude, and then a week later, they're like, hey, can I stay with you because I'm in a transition period? That sounds pissy, Sophia, and I don't think that beautiful sister right there called that into her life, okay? You trying to go half on this rent? Okay. Yes, it's hard out here. Don't come out here. You don't want to come outside. Don't come outside. Stay inside.
I am not, life is challenging, right? So that goes into, of course, I got to see most of the list. The question is, what does aging look like? How are we navigating that? I'm not saying that it's not challenging. It is. All of this is challenging. Parenting. I just said to a 04 grad, what was it like? You just you sent your kid to college. Like, what is that like? Like, we are really transitioning from being college students. It felt like the other day, but it was really 18, 16 years ago. And now health issues, losing grandparents, losing parents. It's all challenging. It all is. So I'm not saying that it's not, but stay committed to the process, because when people say, oh, I'm going on this hiatus and I'm not gonna date for this amount of years, trust me, you get more practice by dating. You get to use your communication skills. You get to learn what it's like to tell people what you do and what you don't want. Learning how to set boundaries. Understanding I stay in things too long. So yes, it still is gonna come back to you. You focusing on the piss versus the piss. That's not the part that is the mirror. The mirror is, what is it that I'm supposed to get from this? Once I went on that first date with you, I knew that this wasn't it. But now we're 6 months in. That's the lesson. Why do I let things linger too long? Why am I not wrapping stuff up faster? Because I know it's not serving me. That's what I'm saying. Make sure that you're seeing that and not just projecting. When we project, we end up taking on this victim consciousness, and it's easy for us to stay there. See yourself first. I'm not saying not owning the piss that we see from the other, but see you first, because guess what? You never leave you. You can stop talking to him or her tomorrow, but guess who's still there, who still don't know how to move in relationships? You! That's what I'm saying. It's pissy, but keep practicing so you know how to navigate it. Because you really are dope out here, and you get in relationships and then you start moving like a simp. Okay, you can move in. Like, what? What are you talking about? Like, I don't know. He said he's gonna pay the BGE. Like, that's it? Like, so just have the awareness. But as we start to conclude, what are some takeaways? Oh, go ahead. You got something else about dating?
So this is absolutely a takeaway. And so, y'all know I be on both sides of the spectrum all the time. And so yes, I talk to people all the time, my clients, my friends, people I just meet out on the street. And I agree, it's hard out here in these dating streets. It is extremely hard. But any person that's like, I'm about to give up, I'm not doing it, my rebuttal always is,
Yeah.
no, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like so my takeaway is, even at 42, I ain't out here looking, to be honest, but I do believe that when my person is gonna find me, they're gonna find me, right? You don't have to look for anybody. And so you do need to just be open to allowing that person to find you.
Yeah.
Don't get all crazy and, caught up in but I'm about to be 40 this and I haven't been X, Y, and Z. Don't get caught up in that ridiculousness, right? You're not on anybody else's time clock. I know people who their love story started at 50.
Yeah.
That may not be what we want, but that's what's going to happen when it is supposed to happen. And so, I still believe in organics. And so, as you wash away the pissiness, Nafisa, just wash off, get clean, and get ready for that the person who's gonna find you. Yes. No, I didn't mean to say that.
That's why we don't give her champagne. So one of, you see? She said, I want some more of the pissy, right? You gotta be able to see yourself and say, I kinda like it a little bit. I like the little saltiness of the piss. But that's the thing, right? So one of my takeaways, which is always my top takeaway, is your level of awareness. You have to be at a space where you see you. It is going to be very challenging to attract anyone, a manager, a boss, a friend, an intimate lover, a husband, wife, if you don't see you. And when I say get to a space of seeing you, that means all of you. I do this thing with my clients and I say, tell me who you are, and they'll go just to the negatives, or some will go just to the positive. No, you are a compilation of all of it. Oh, okay, so yes, I'm loving, I'm generous, but I could be mean, I could be cold or short or whatever. Be okay with accepting all of you. Accepting who you are doesn't mean that you don't ever want to change anything. That doesn't mean that, right? But who I am today, I'm okay with. I love that. And energetically, I will attract people who see me for who I am and is willing to grow with me. So if you don't do that, we are going to have these disconnected, discontent kind of relationships, because it's an individual job. So the takeaway is just being aware of the space you are. I said to friends all this last 10 months, how you doing? I'm sad. And they huh? I'm sad. I'm grieving. I feel like I'm kind of in quicksand. And it threw people off because they didn't know how to respond to me. And it wasn't really for them to respond, but it was for me to just own it and release it, instead of me trying to hide it and make it seem like, oh, I'm a clinician, I have a private practice, I have all these venues going. I could own who I am, because then that makes me love on me differently, and then I end up getting the support externally. But it starts with me. So the major takeaway is that, and your toolbox. Your toolbox is all that you need. Everything that you need is within. Yes, it's good to get a coach and a therapist, but your tools are within. Your breath is a tool. Your breath is a prayer when you don't have no words. Never forget those little simple things. So make sure that you are always adding to your toolbox, always identifying who you are, because we change. Who I was at 25 is not who I am in my 40s. And that's okay. And then you start to get people to learn that new way.
That's a good one. Yes, thank you. Do we have time?
Mm-mm.
We don't have time? Mm-mm. You don't think so?
No. You got one more? Go ahead.
Another takeaway?
Sure.
I do. And so my takeaway is actually an addition to what Sophia said. And sometimes we hear things so frequently, but the reminders hit a little bit harder. And so the thing that you just said was who I was at 25 is not who I am at 40. And sometimes not only do we forget that, but other people don't know that.
Yes.
And
yes.
so what does that mean? In making sure that you are consistently aware of your wants, your needs, your desires, your expectations, your triggers. You have to be able to communicate that to other people.
Yeah.
We did an episode a few months ago when we gave each other therapy, right? We were the therapist to the therapist, right? And I was sharing with Sophia that I was so agitated that someone had assumed that I was going to respond to a situation the way I would respond to a situation in 2003. And I was so like, I was offended, I was upset, and Sophia was like, if you know who you are, you don't have to care about if other people are still treating you like the person you was 10 years ago. As long as you acknowledge the developments and the advancements that you have made, you don't have to necessarily prove it. You can let people know, like, I'm not for that shit anymore. I'm not dealing with it, and go about your business. But yes, in the awareness, continue to reflect on, you know, who you are now, and it is okay to be different than who you was yesterday or even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's a level of like graciousness you gotta give.
It is.
Because I was terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
You was kind of terrible too.
Well, don't speak for me.
We was not nice. But we are beautiful, wholesome,
Loving, light,
spiritual,
gracious, compassionate.
tender, all of those things. And we didn't used to be like that, right?
No, we thank God for growth, and you have to be aware of people who keep you stuck in who you were before. It's like, oh, you were so mean then. Okay, we can laugh about it, but how many times you gonna say that? Was I mean to you today? You know, like, come on. But no, it's true. So what we really want, the thing about the Real Therapist for the Culture is two therapists who speaks from a professional but a personal perspective. We've been providing therapy to families, individuals, and couples for 19, almost 20 years now. And it's really to like debunk these stereotypes and these myths that these people are different from us. They're superior or this, or they got everything figured out. It's not. They have some skills and tools, and they are equipped to support you, but they live real lives too. So that's what the goal is for us, and we hope that you walk away with just another little perspective that's different from, you know, this is how I used to see it, but just make sure that you are taking care of you. I know it gets busy, and being married or having a career, children, just aging, being parents to parents, like all of these different things, but make sure that you're slowing life down to tap in with you. Because if you are no good, you're no good to anyone else. You really just giving from an empty tank. And the more that you remind yourself of that or keep that in the forefront, you think you're doing all of this for this kid, they could tell that you're depleted. Everybody energetically could feel that you're depleted. So make sure that you are just always finding time. If that's 5 minutes in the bathroom, whatever it is, take care of you because you are important. You're important to someone, you're important to us. So thank you again for being here tonight. Have an amazing homecoming. Be safe. Let people know that you are the shit and nobody can take that away from you. You gotta have no anxiety on the yard. Walk with confidence because you know that you are dope.